I'm from a grimy era, let's talk about it. Gotta keep a pole, can't walk without it. Did some things in the streets, but I won't talk about it. Seen some things in the streets, but I won't talk about it. I'm from a hood that's thorough, they don't play here. And they don't play on these blocks, it ain't a daycare. A new kid gets shot every day here. I guess that's why my heart colder than the rain there. Yo, check this out. If you need promotion on my channel, hit my email up. Whether you rap, sing, got your own restaurant, your own clothing company, and you need promotion, hit me up and we could do some business for short paper. And also tap in with me and get some of this merch. This definitely represent the DVD era. Check out this fire merch, man. Tap in with me and come and cop something. Now, Jim Jones and Fabolous are cool now, and they got the whole Fit Lit situation, which is Jim, Fabolous, Maino, and Dave East, which they started around the same time they started the Lobby Boys. Now, Fit Lit is basically a brotherhood with Fab, Maino, Jim Jones, and Dave East all go to the gym together and work out and motivate each other.
Me, Fab, Jim, Dave East, yeah, we all coming together, working out, doing music, motivating.
And they also say they plan on opening a gym together, and they got a few other things in the works. Now, Fab, Jim Jones, Dave East, and Maino also recorded some songs together as well. Now, Fabolous and Jim Jones even appeared on a court show together on BET YouTube channel called Miss Pat Settles It, where Jim Jones sued Fab for coming to the gym fly all the time. Now, if you've been following the whole Fit Lit situation, it's a thing where Fab, Maino, and Jim Jones go to the gym, and when they see what Fab is wearing, they say he's too fly to come to the gym that way.
Look, no, don't take the coat off there. Don't take it off there. Bro, look how he come out. Yo, bro, we in the gym, bro.
Now, even though Jim Jones and Fab are in a good space now, it was a time where they didn't always see eye to eye. Now, in 2010, a little after the DVD era, Jim Jones would be known to wear a Louis V scarf on his head, and that was his wave at the time. But on Fabolous mixtape for There's No Competition 2, he dropped a video for Body Up where he's wearing a Louis V scarf on his head as well, similar to Jim Jones. Now, Jim Jones would jump on Twitter and take shots at Fab saying, I just seen another rapper's video that looked just like me, chain gang and scarf. Damn, I'm sunning these. I guess my style might body ya. LOL. What? Now Fab will respond to Jim Jones' tweet by tweeting, oh, it's time for subliminal tweets, huh? Okay. Hashtag, tell me why you mad. I'm mad it's over for that ballin'. Brooklyn. So basically Fab is playing off Jay-Z dissing Jim Jones. Now Jim Jones will respond and say, new app on iPhones. Jim Jones, how to get fresh 101. Free scarf and belt included. LOL. Ow. LMAO. GOR in Harlem now. Now if you don't know what GOR is, that's short for Ghost of Rich Porter, a mixtape that Jim Jones had at the time. Now Jim Jones will go on and tweet, can I at least get a thank you for getting your Twitter account popping? LOL. I'm out. I quit. Pow, pow, play dead, LOL. Now, at this time, Jim Jones is very popular on Twitter. He had a lot of followers, so that's why he's saying he got Fab account popping. Now, Fab will go back at Jim, throwing a few more tweets saying, hashtag, I just want to know why Nick they invented Louis Vuitton. Hashtag, now playing, you are a customer by Jay-Z. Hashtag, I just want to know why you ain't signing Young Money yet. You need the help. Hashtag, waiting on my first single. Hashtag, Drake on the hook. I just want to know why the competition won't stay dead. Maybe I should do a mixtape called TNIC3, Ghost of the Competition. I just want to know why, if they know the order, why they ain't bring you no rolls, just a few cold waters. Whoa, I thought you popped champagne. So basically Fab is saying, you know, when you go on Louis and all that, when you shopping and you spending a lot of money, they bring you champagne, they bring you different things. So that's basically what Fab's saying. If you so lit in Louis, you know, why they just bringing you cold waters? Now, during this whole back and forth between Jim Jones and Fab on Twitter, Red Cafe would join in and take a few shots at Jim Jones as well. Now, shortly after this, Red Cafe and Jim Jones would be in the same building with Barbie Trends at a car show. Now, Barbie Trends would interview Jim Jones at this car show and ask about the back and forth with Fab and Red Cafe on Twitter, and Jim basically said it was all friendly competition and it's all love. Now, Red Cafe was asked by Barbie Trends as well about this situation, and Red Cafe as well said it was just friendly competition and that they were sparring. But Capo responded to Red Cafe saying, I don't spar. There's a line of scrimmage. Anybody past that, that's your ad. Now, this beef wasn't too serious. It was all friendly, and you know, everybody good now. But jump in my comment section and let me know how y'all feel. Now in 2009, Jim Jones was at the radio and he'll speak about Max B, calling Max B a bird, and also says Max B is what Smurf is to 50 Cent, basically calling him disloyal. Now after he made these remarks, Bang Em Smurf and Domination didn't take it too well. Now Domination would do an interview on Time Check YouTube page speaking on this whole situation addressing Jim Jones. Now in this interview, Domination basically said he didn't like how Jim Jones mentioned Smurf's name and it was a girl move being that they were label mates. He also goes on to say that they could sit down and speak about it like men or they could take it to the street. So basically Domination felt like Jim Jones shouldn't have threw Smurf under the bus, comparing Smurf and 50 Cent situation to Max B and Jim Jones situation because it was two different scenarios. Now Domination also goes on to say that Jim Jones made these statements in a disrespectful manner. Now Bang Em Smurf will also send shots at Jim Jones on a record called F Jim Jones, where he comes at Jimmy saying things like Jimmy's soft and nobody believe he's a gangster, and he's a gangster in the booth, but in the street he won't shoot.
Walk with a switch, your boy Zeke a snitch, chronic dig him a ditch.
Bang Em Smurf also says at the end of the song that Jim Jones is definitely gonna get checked for mentioning his name in a negative way. Now I'm not sure if Jim Jones ever responded to Smurf and Domination, but if you're familiar with this whole incident, let me know in the comment section. Jump in the comment section and let me know if Jim Jones ever responded to Smurf and Domination. Now let me know what y'all think. Do you feel like Jim Jones never responded back to Smurf and Domination because he felt like they was beneath him at the time and they were just clout chasing? Or do you feel like Jim Jones never said anything back because he didn't want that smoke with them? Now Domination did mention that he shook hands with Jim Jones before because they were label mates and they also had a mutual friend, so they definitely could have got on the phone or sat down and squashed things. Now in the DVD era, Cassidy would link up with AR-AB, and these two would do several songs, freestyles at the radio, and a few music videos together. At the time, AR-AB was repping Cassidy's Larceny fam, and things seemed to be going well between the two. But after Cass and Ab would go to jail for a murder charge, things seemed like they went left. Now AR-AB would eventually beat his murder case, and Cassidy would eventually come home on a lesser charge. Now after being released from jail, AR-AB would see tough times and even say Cass only gave him $200 when he came home, but Ab felt like he should have gotten more, being that he just caught a body for Cassidy. But Ab would eventually distance himself from Cassidy and do several interviews expressing his frustrations with Cass. Now Ab would even go on and air out him and Cassidy dirty laundry, saying he was sleeping on Cassidy's couch, and Cass even bought the fake Air Force Ones. Now Ab will even go on and say he took Cass' full surface chain and pawned it in and bought some crack, and he haven't looked back since. Now according to AR-AB, he says there were a few situations Cass was in where he got punked. And also he speaks on the time Jim Jones' crew was supposed to get it on with Cass' crew, and Jim Jones ended up hitting Cassidy homeboy in the head with a bottle, and Cass and Jim Jones were supposed to fight, but Cassidy didn't want to.
No, Jim Jones smacked his man in the head with a bottle. Boom, he go down. It was set up for Cass to fight Jim Jones. Cass didn't want to fight Jim Jones.
Now before Maino and Jim Jones was cool and became the lobby boys, they didn't always see eye to eye, and there would be tension whenever they ran into each other. Now when Maino was on a come up, he'd take shots at Jim Jones and the Dipset a few times. Now Maino took shots at the Dips on his Rumor track and on his Be Me song. Now on Maino track Rumors, he said Buck said Cameron f***ed around and got robbed at Cali, but I heard it wasn't true. I ain't gonna spread that on dude, but the news said Freaky Zeke snitched on dude. And on his Be Me track, he took a few more light jabs at the Dips. He said, look how Diddy dance, I can't do that, and I don't wear my clothes like Jim Jones, you know that. You know, at the time, Jimmy was wearing his clothes a little fitted, you know, the whole rock and roll thing. So that was that shot he was taking at Jim. And on his third verse, he said, this is not Cam music. This is man music. First day home, fresh out of the can music. And then he'd take a few more shots at the Dips. Now, there's a line that they speak on that he say, Jimmy getting bigger and Cam getting slimmer, whatever. I never heard that joint. So if you know that record, drop it in the comment section below.
I had a song where I said something because Jimmy think he bigger now. He ain't like it. I didn't know him.
Now, Jimmy wasn't really feeling Maino mentioning his name on wax, and when they seen each other, there'd be a lot of tension, but nothing to never go down because they always had a few mutual friends between each other.
It was very sticky for a minute with us. Word.
But we had mutuals though, all the time.
So yeah, they kept it down,
right.
Now in the DVD era, Maino and Jim Jones will have a few run-ins, but their last run-in was in the Lenox Square Mall in Atlanta. Now according to Maino, he was with 80 and a few of his guys coming up the escalator in the mall. Now, as he's coming up the escalator, he see Jim Jones and about 30 guys coming down the escalator. Now, he says as he gets to the top of the escalator, something tell him to look back, and he see Jim Jones and his guys coming up the escalator behind him. Now, as Jim Jones and his entourage got off the escalator, they'll have words with Maino and the 4 or 5 guys he was with. But luckily, Maino homeboy 80 was cool with Jim Jones' big homie Sheik. So out of the respect and love Maino and Jim Jones have for their homies 80 and Sheik, Maino and Jim Jones decided to walk off alone and speak without things going left. Now, Mel Murder was there, and I know he rocked with Maino as well, but Jim Jones made it clear that the tension was deactivated because of his big homie Sheik and Maino homie 80 relationship they had with each other.
Melly was there, but I'm talking about 80 and Sheik. Sheik is my OG. Them twos right there prompted us to go to the side.
Now, luckily, these two were able to squash their beef, and you know Jim Jones is on Maino New York City record, and they also had a song called My Era, and then a little after that, they became the Lobby Boys and put out the Lobby Boy album, so it's dope that they were able to squash their beef and not have too much ego for things to go left, so that's always dope. Now, Mace and Jim Jones are some of the biggest hip-hop artists out of Harlem. Jim Jones has been known for being consistent, and Mace signed to Bad Boy Records in the 90s and blossomed into a big star selling millions of records worldwide. Mace will help his childhood friend Cameron get his first record deal, and after Cameron got his big break, Killer will help usher other Dipset members in the game like Joel Santana, J.R. Ryder, Hell Rell, Jim Jones, just to name a few. Now, over the years, Jim Jones always mentioned Mace's name in regards of playing a big role in him and Cameron's success, and Jim Jones even say Mace is the one who taught him how to rap.
Mace taught me how to rap, and Cam always made sure I was on every single album he had. So I always got to give credit to where credit is due.
Now, Mace and Jim Jones' relationship will crumble after Mace and Cameron fell out over the whole situation surrounding the Horse and Carriage song and video. Now, Mace was on Cameron's single for Horse and Carriage, and when it was time to do a video for the song, Mace wanted to be paid. Now, Mace didn't want to be paid directly from Cameron. Mace wanted to use Cameron's budget and run it up. And, you know, when you don't use your whole budget, that money goes back to the label. So Mace wanted him to, you know, break the bread with him. He even suggested that him and Cameron can split the money. But Cameron didn't take it that way. Cameron looked at it like his friend. And, you know, his childhood friend was just charging him to do a verse and a video. So he took it the wrong way. You know, they were young at the time. So basically, Mace and Cameron fell out behind that whole situation, and they wasn't rocking with each other for years. Now, fast forward to 2004. Mace is at Hot 97 on the morning show with Miss Jones and DJ Envy, and he's speaking on his situation with Cameron. And during this interview, Jim Jones will call in live on air, and he'll get on Hot 97 and basically express his feelings towards Mace.
Let's start with the book. You was fabricating the book. We went on the road with you, yeah, but we left because you wasn't giving us no money, so we went and got money.
Now, when Jim Jones called in to speak to Mace live on air during his interview, Jim Jones was basically expressing that he felt Mace was telling lies in his book, and also, even though Mace took them on tour, he wasn't paying them fairly. Now, years down the line, Jim Jones even say that him and Cameron used to help Mace get clothes and get gear and get fresh. So I just feel like Jim Jones feel like Mace owes him a little more than he was trying to give. And, you know, Mace got on, and Mace wasn't looking out for his guys the way he was supposed to.
All of them had their little riffs uptown. Cam, Mace, everybody had got into the little back in the day because we were so young with their success, and they started getting money. It was just different. And Mace popped off. Mace was looking like the king of Harlem. He wasn't showing no love. He wasn't giving back to the community. He wasn't picking his like L up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so you got, like me and Cam always knew how to get fresh, stay with sneakers, know how to hustle, dip and dab, get to the bag a little bit. Mace more wasn't on that, you dig? He was a little bit less fortunate, like, you dig? Like, we more or less made sure we held him up, made sure he was fresh, made sure, you know what I mean? Like, he wasn't selling no slabs, he wasn't selling no cracks, he wasn't getting no packs, he wasn't doing none of that. So when you that young and you know, been in that situation where I didn't have, and I'm around that's getting Jordans and all that shit, I know how I feel. I feel like a bozo. When he hit, it was like hitting lottery, and in turn, it was like, now I got the bag. Let me show y'all something. Y'all is gonna have to kiss my ass, man. And that didn't go as good as he wanted it to.
Now, it do seem like Mace and Jim Jones try to repair their relationship over the years, but things didn't go too well with that. Now, in a recent interview with Jim Jones, he had some words for Mace.
I don't care about Mace. I don't care for Mace too much. You heard? Tell Mace go say some prayers. You heard? My deck, Mace. Let me stop.
Now, that was Jim Jones at the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy expressing his feelings towards Mace. Now, I'm going to keep it a buck. It's just my opinion. I feel like Jim Jones still got a lot of resentment towards Mace because Mace and Cam is cool now and they getting money together now. I feel like Jim Jones don't like the fact of that situation, being that him and Cam is not as tight as they used to be. But I could be wrong.
You dig? Ain't nothing changed, man. I don't like you. You should have not came here and opened your mouth about Cam. You should have just kept doing your music and preaching.